Well, in the end, it was a whitewash for Australia, clean sweeping the series against Pakistan. What did you make of the series as a whole, Chappell? A lot of people expected quite a bit from Pakistan coming to Australia, especially having got to #1 earlier in the year.
It's almost as though the close finish at the Gabba was the kick in the backside that Australia needed, and they were very dominant from then on. I thought that the Pakistan fielding the last morning at the MCG was a forerunner to what happened with the batting, and I felt a similar sort of thing happened at the SCG. You can't be so sloppy in the field and not have some flow-on effect to the batting. Pakistan have now lost 12 test matches on the trot in Australia, and somebody's got to give them a kick up the bum. Somebody, Cricket Australia have got to start saying, well, listen, if things don't improve, we'll stop the invites. You can't continue to have that sort of cricket. You cannot bowl poorly, have conservative field placings and field sloppily and expect to play decent cricket in Australia. And a lot of it's got to come down to the leadership. There was no inspiration at all from Misbah. So things have got to change in Pakistan.
Do you think that, well, you said before that you think Misbah should have gone after Melbourne. Do you think we've seen the last of him here?
Oh, you won't see him in Australia again, but whether you see him captaining Pakistan again, Pakistan cricket, they do some very strange things there, so, I wouldn't bet on the fact that that's his last game as captain. It'd be his last game as captain if I had anything to do with the selection, but that's not the way Pakistan think.
What about for Australia? It's been, obviously it's been a better series for them coming off the disappointment of South Africa. They've made some good discoveries here. Has this series against Pakistan flattered them a little bit, or were they actually not as bad as everyone thought perhaps they were during that South Africa series?
Well, they've definitely made improvements, and you've suddenly got a very solid batting lineup. Now, whether that's flattering, has been flattered by the way Pakistan have played, well, I guess we're going to find out more when they go to India. That'll be the big test. They can't expect the same generosity from India. India will be a very tough contest, and so that's a good thing for Australia. It'll let them know where they are in their resurgence.
And just on Stephen Smith's captaincy, he's been through the lows this summer, and now he has certainly a high to finish the summer. How have you rated his captaincy overall?
Well, you learn, the only way you learn about captaincy is by actually doing the job, and you tend to learn more from your losses and your bad matches than you do from your wins. And I think that Stephen Smith has learnt from what happened against South Africa, and he's made improvements, and the cry after Hobart that we need players who are going to be determined, put big price on their wicket, all those things that he said, well, those have happened. So that's the sort of thing you want from a leader. There are times when he relies a bit too heavily on the old ball swinging in preference to, in particular, Nathan Lyon getting a bowl. I think there have been times in the series when Lyon, particularly later in the series, where Lyon started to bowl really well, and he got taken off at a time when he was bowling really well. I thought that was a bit harsh on Lyon. I thought Lyon, in the latter part of the Melbourne Test and the Sydney Test, bowled really well.